I am back with another video, and today we're talking about sigils. My brother mentioned this to me last night, and he's like, you have never taught me how to make sigils. And I just kind of looked at him like, how could I not have taught you how to make sigils? But alas, here we are, and I figured that other people might be interested in how to do so, because this is a question that I've been asked multiple times before. So I thought I would just kind of explain to you how you go about doing so. All right, here we are. I've got my special little notebook that I've kind of enchanted with my Magick, and a nice little candle burning. These are going to be my shop very soon. I just revamped my candle line, so I'm getting some new things in there. And if you haven't already, check out my divination book that I have on Amazon and also on my website. We'll open to a random page and see what the message is for today. This is causing too much anxiety and unease for you, so you might have to release something, let something go, but this is turning inward. It's supposed to be used as a divination tool. You think of your question, you open the book to a random page, and there's your message. Do what you can and let that be enough. So just wanted to share that with you all, but let us go ahead and get into how to make sigils. Here's a little print if you're not already part of the Patreon. All my patrons that are part of the Tree and Forest tier get a print each month sent to you via snail mail. So if you're interested in that, support me and my artwork. But let's break open this little book. So, some people say that writing a sigil, or making a sigil, I should say, based off of one word can be very effective, especially since it's like you're kind of using that word and creating a intention with it, something that is really supercharged and powerful. So, you know, I don't always love to use materialistic examples, but a great one is just money. So if we write money, typically people say to cross out any repeated letters. There aren't any here. Cross out any vowels. So A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y. So we could cross out E, Y, maybe the O. So then we're left with M and N. This is the part where you can kind of get creative. You can make a picture, something more artistic. Some people kind of go all out, maybe like do something like this and put some sort of different symbols around it, things that mean something to you, whatever that might look like for you. And then you can utilize those letters. So maybe say we do the M and then we do the N. That could be a sigil. You could even turn it sideways, do something like that. Just quick and easy. It's kind of like a heart with a line. You could even do something like this, where it's like a heart and then there's maybe a line up through it and an arrow. That could be a sigil for money, whatever you want to do. Let's say we want to do a whole sentence. So we'll do money comes to me effortlessly. Okay, so then we cross out, we'll start with repeating letters. So there are multiple O's here. There are multiple T's here. E's. E. There's multiple M's. M. F. Let's see. S. L. S. E. There's one N. There's a Y. Two Y's. So then we're left with C and R. effortlessly. There's another L. So it really kind of crosses out a lot of those letters that you used previously, which is kind of why it's like, oh, we could maybe just use one word. But in this case, here we are with C and R. So you could do something like this. Something like that. Maybe if I make this a little bit better. Something like that. That could be a sigil. And maybe even something like this. That could be a sigil of some sort. And again, you can kind of fancy it up, put some symbols and things around it that make sense to you, that pertain to whatever your intention is. But the way that I love to use these sigils and why I think they're so important and why I always encourage people to utilize them is because they hold intention. The more that you use them, the more that you kind of activate that intention. So like with my candles, I thought I had one around here. Actually, that candle broke. It got a little too strong with the intentions. But for example, with this candle, I might write this intention on the side, draw it on the side. You could even, if you have a crystal, I have a library near me where you can kind of do some laser engraving into glass, which you can do that with crystals as well. Some people like to use Sharpie and either silver or gold. You can use black if you want to, and they like to draw their intentions on their crystals. So you could do that with something like this, something that's kind of like a point where you can write your intention, write a bunch of symbols that mean something to you. Make sure you're researching any symbols that you are using if they have to do with other cultures or they're a part of other cultures. We don't want to appropriate other people's things. So always making sure that you're aware of the intention and just the history behind what you're using if you're using a symbol that isn't something of your own creation. But yes, you can draw those on crystals, on a candle. You can use something like this. I like to have little notebooks where I have kind of worked my magic over them. And so they already have a certain intention. One might be to manifest. And then when I draw these different sigils in there with my intentions, that's a great way of using a sigil as well. But once you are done with the creation process of your sigil, something that I recommend is writing it big on a piece of paper, maybe writing down your specific intention for the sigil moving forward so that it's kind of supercharged with that energy. You can rip out the page from your book. Here, I like to kind of fold it towards me 3 times. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Maybe I personally like to use Ashe, so maybe I'll write Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. And then I like to take the corner, put it in the candle, and burn it. Gonna put it out because fire hazards. I don't have a fire safe bowl or anything to put this piece of paper in, but the next step that I would take is take a little, I have like a little cauldron that's ceramic or something, like a little bowl of water next to it as well, just in case. I like it to just burn completely. Once I've burned it all the way through, that means I've kind of sent off and let my intentions out. And now you can continue to use your sigil, use it to activate other things, whether that's a crystal, your intention in a notebook. As far as enchanting your notebook goes, which I've got ashes everywhere and everything, some people will like to draw their sigil on the front and on the back of their notebook. You could even do so on the inside of either cover, and that way you can kind of charge your notebook, maybe set it with some crystals, set it out under a full moon, new moon, whatever your intentions might be. As an astrologer, I would recommend that you pay attention to the sign the moon is in and all those different various things so that you know what you are manifesting and what energy you're working with, rather than just saying, oh, it's a full moon, it's a new moon, I can do whatever I want to. Any astrologer, good astrologer, will recommend that you do your research first. But that is how you create a sigil. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let me know if there are other tips and tricks that you're interested in learning more about, and I'd be more than happy to create a video for you. And what else was I going to tell you guys? Make sure that you sign up for the Patreon to get these fun little monthly prints that I will be putting out each month. And be sure to check out my Amazon, or check out your Amazon. You can look up Turning Inward, a Divination Tool by Ashley Palmer. It'll come right up. Or you can visit my website. The way that I created this was to kind of go off of like a 70s graphic design vibe. Not all of it is that way, but you can kind of see it in different elements. Work your magic. So hopefully that was a quick and easy explanation on how to work your magic using sigils. I personally love sigils because I'll use them on a candle. I will use them in a notebook. If I have a notebook that has a specific sort of intention of some sort, I like to use that sigil for that intention. And you can reuse sigils. It's not something that you just have to use once. You can go back, write it on whatever you need to. You can put it on a paper, stick it in your wallet. There are a lot of opportunities and possibilities when it comes to utilizing a sigil. And it's just, like I said, a quick and easy way of putting your intention on a piece of paper, writing a petition, if you will, as some people call it, getting it down on paper what you want. If you like to kind of burn your intention, write it into a notebook, write it onto a candle, instead of writing everything out. It's kind of like shorthand, but for magic. But if you have any suggestions as far as videos that you would like to see from me, any tips, tricks, anything related to yoga, meditation, magic, tarot, astrology, and even art, you can drop it down in the comments. I would love to hear from you all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.